Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? We're here for another great Saturday in the Phantom Racing League. Walbridge up in the booth with my good buddy Timmy Racing joining as always.
Timmy Racing, that's me.
And this one is gonna be, I would say one to watch, but it's gonna be nothing but chaos, such as last week was. Hopefully, won't be the racing on the track won't be as chaotic as the broadcast was last week. Like 4 different people chiming in.
I tell you what, though, if you're a fan of the Jerry Springer Show, you're gonna love this race. This is Phantom's first ever trip to the paperclip here in Martinsville, Virginia. The half-mile flat short track, the shortest track on the schedule, the shortest track in NASCAR in the game, and there's gonna be a lot of uncertainties, a lot of unknowns across some of our drivers who probably aren't as familiar with this track. Some of them probably don't want to be here. I know whenever I was league racing, I would look at the schedule and I'd see Martinsville was coming up next. I would literally just not show up. Like I'd be like, all right, I'll see you next week. But yeah, Martinsville, if you get it right, it's a fun track. It can be physical, it can be very physical, and that's what you're gonna have to accept that. It's not gonna be pretty. You're gonna have some bent sheet metal. You're gonna have your right front fender possibly caved in a little bit, rubbing on the tires. You're gonna have the rear bumper kind of at a curve. You're gonna have a bunch of donuts on the left and right side of your cars, so that's all cosmetic. Aero don't mean jack here at a half-mile track.
Nope, all about the skill. We heard a lot of guys complain about loose corner exits, so we're gonna have to keep an eye out for that. But yep, nope. This is gonna be a track where enemies are made, and that's just the nature of the beast when coming to a track as small as Martinsville.
Yeah, and I tell you, with the next gen cars, it's kind of an unknown. It's probably the one track I would have the least amount of input as far as insight for the broadcast, because I don't really run this track often. It says I have 4 races here. I bet 3 of those were probably like 2 laps. And one of them was in a slider race, I bet, because I really don't have a clue how these things drive, but I would imagine they don't, it depends on setup. They probably don't get as loose off the exit throughout the run. I mean, once you build up heat in the tires, the cars do get a little easier to drive. Like, you'll probably see some drivers will probably hit their fastest lap within like the 10th lap of their run. Like, that wouldn't really surprise me if that was the case, but there's going to be a lot of adjusting. Everyone's got to hit their marks. There's going to be different ways of trying to wrap the bottom, whether they're going to try to diamond or maybe arc from like the entry of the turn, then kind of arc it down. As long as they don't hit the curb, it's kind of like it's like the apron at Dover. That curb at Martinsville is pretty it can upset your car pretty easily if you hit that thing.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. If you hit that curb, you're shooting up into the 2nd to 3rd lane, and you better pray that there's nobody that's going to be sitting up there above you. Alright, now I got Parley streamed. There we go.
And I'm looking at qualifying now. I see, looks like we're going to have a 12-car field, much like last week. Got Big Rig stream up since I think Parley, last week's winner, is back. He has got a live stream up. He's going to be one to watch in that number 24 Exalta Chevrolet. Ed, who comes into this race in the top 4 in standings, I don't think is racing tonight, so...
He is not going to be racing tonight. Having some very minor health issues. That's only going to sideline him for this week. He'll be back for next week in New Hampshire. But definitely wishing Ed the best. So he's not feeling that well today. Hopefully he'll at least be here for the stream. We like seeing Ed around this league just because he's, one of the most I would go with the popular guy in the league.
Yeah, he's actually in the chat right now, as is Elvin.
Oh, holy shoot!
We
Alvin
already,
remembers that we exist.
apparently.
Oh!
Yeah, Ed is also in the chat wishing us the best. We wish him the best as well. Hopefully we can see him next week. But yeah, everyone
Yeah, no,
tuning in,
definitely.
welcome. Say, give us some engagement in the chat. Give us a
Oh
like,
yeah,
sub
no,
to the
I'll
channel,
definitely
all
keep an
that
eye
stuff.
out. Oh yes.
Give us
Speaking
money.
of that, if anybody new tonight, we are 10 subscribers away from hitting 200.
Whoa, we are. Holy shit.
Yeah,
190.
so tell your friends, tell your mom, I don't care. Just tell them subscribe to the Phantom Racing League. Let's cross the 200 mark. Hopefully, what's going to happen tonight, we'll be able to do that. Right now, qualifying just about wrapping up here. Is now the boys are just screwing around. Oh, jeez.
They're practicing the Ross Chastain line in case they're in that position towards the end. Which, for this game, doesn't work. There's like an invisible wall within that outside wall that like propels the cars back down.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
They probably put
you
that in the
couldn't.
game because of Chastain.
I think it was there before Chastain.
Oh
That's why
my.
Ross did it on the '05 Chase for the Cup game and not on this game.
Oh man, back when NASCAR games were in their prime.
You got quite a few new faces. I mean, Big Dog's back. He's returned this week in the
Yeah.
27. Track Bar's new member in the 12. Savage Bear.
In the 45, yeah.
Two new drivers with the MPM tags in their names like Davey Allison and Shady Acres, so that empire is growing. As they have now expanded to a 4-car team.
Yeah, McLovin might have to watch out here. All right. So it looks like actually McLovin will be starting on the pole.
Yep, at a 1904.
Wow, 5/100ths of a second faster than Kari, who starts second. I'm not seeing who's starting third.
Yeah, well, I see Parley, our last week's winner, will start fourth.
Yeah,
He's
way
about a
off of that
tenth
lead
off,
pace.
19.171.
Oh, old Johnny Boy starting third. Ooh, my. There we go.
And he will be in the number 6. Good qualifying effort for Johnny.
Shady Acres coming in at 8th. Had a good run last week, starting near the tail. Or right, yeah, near the tail. Just outside mid-pack.
D. Allison and Shaq. That's the battle for the points lead. As you mentioned previously in the pre-race show, they're sharing row 3. 5th and 6th.
Yep. 2 points separate those two. So the battle for that regular season title really heating up right now. McLovin needs a good run here. He's fallen with all of his recent misfortune. He has fallen all the way down to 7th. He has 2 wins and is currently running in 7th place in the regular season point standings.
And he comes in a race behind. He didn't run the season opener at Daytona, so that already put him a race behind, trying to catch up. And the last place finish, didn't score any stage points at Texas with the unfortunate mishap, which actually kind of brings up a point that I want to bring up for this race as well. Reliability issues. Will we see more of those tonight? We saw that happen to 2 of our favorites last week with Shaq and McLovin. 2 really fast race cars taken out. One very early in the running and one with less than 10 to go.
Mm-hmm. And both shooting for a shot at the win, too. Shack Attack was in second when all of that.
And we can join now.
Yeah, hopefully we don't see those happen tonight. Oh my God, work brain. There we go. Yes, Parley, I saw your message. Thank you.
Saturday night short track race. Just like the ones you see all across the country.
Hell yeah. I haven't been to my short track in forever, man.
Yeah, I go to mine at least once a year whenever the ARCA West Series is in town, but I'm gonna go this fall. The Cars Tour now has a West Series division now, so they're gonna
Oh,
make the trip
come
here.
on.
I'm so excited.
Wait, what's your track?
It's All American Speedway, which is in Roseville, California, not far from where I live.
Oh shit, I didn't know you were West Coast.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, the green flag's out.
Alright, and they're going oh boy! Oh, I don't expect this lobby to stay up too long.
They're bumper to bumper.
Nope, it all leveled out. Nope, we leveled out. We're
Just
good.
a bunch of cars
No,
spanning
never mind.
out.
We didn't level out.
I don't know, it looks fine to me.
Oh, well, I'm watching up a Parley stream. It is not looking fine. Oh, okay, no, now we're going good. No, never mind.
It bounced off the curb, and you're going to see a lot of physicality amongst the cars. No one's going to be... There's going to be no social distancing here, let's just say that. As
Nope.
Parley had to kind of wrestle his way around Johnny for third, and he's already given MFF Kari the 3 bumper rule. Knock to the chrome horn, and Kari's going to open up the inside lane and let him in with a welcome mat right on the floor. Parley already up into second place as we look through the field. McLovin from the pole already opening up a pretty big lead over the rest of the field.
Yeah, and this one of the more this track gets a bad rap for not being as not being as technical as you would think. It's like finding that braking zone and being able to stick your car on that curb to be able to ride that apex through the whole corner. That takes some skill to be able to do that. And being able to also get some speed out of the car in the higher lane, in that second lane on the concrete. We've seen guys be able to do that once you start loosening up a little bit. So we'll be able to see if we can see some moves be made on the outside. But everybody seems to be fanning out right now. We got a little fight here in the back.
And this is Savage Bear, newcomer to Phantom.
Look at this, makes the pass on the outside. He gets the outside work.
Shady Acres got tight off 4. That could have been enough of a run for Bear to get back around Shady.
Ooh.
He just might here as Shady got into the wall a second time. The 3-car K2005. Now he's going to lean on his door, but Savage Bear is going to take the spot. And I think that's for around 7th or 8th place. And you got Big Rig battling track bars in the 12 as he's riding the outside, trying to make the outside lane work. Big Dog Turner already falling a lap down to McLovin, who is continuing to extend his advantage. As the rest of our leaders are trying to avoid the lap car of Big Dog Turner, who has bounced off the wall. He's up there in the marble, so he's out of the way for now. Johnny Boy trying to get around Kari for position.
Can he make the outside work? He's got D. Allison all over him. No, the 6th of old Johnny Boy able to hold off Kari.
Yeah, D. Allison got in there with a big send.
Almost washed right up into Kari, but everybody was able to make it through, thankfully. It's 27 now, goes another lap down. Big Dog, this is going to be a track where lap traffic could be a factor here, depending on where and when you hit it. Let's see who's willing to move out of the way and who's not.
Yeah,
right now, 12 laps already completed. Coming on to about 13 right now.
Ooh, D. Allison hit the curb big time. He tried to cut back down across the nose of Kari to protect the spot. And he was able to do it. I don't know how Kari's going to feel about that. As he gives him the bumper in response. This is Martinsville, ladies and gentlemen. Stage 1. We're in stage 1. And this is one of the keys to this race. Patience. You got to have a lot of patience when you're at such a small space as Martinsville right now. Eye on the 19 of Shack Attack, who has moved up about 3 spots on the start. He's going to lose one of them here to old Johnny Boy in the 6, who's going to the inside into turn 3. But that 19 seems to wrap around that outside lane pretty well. Johnny actually able to get around him this time and take 3rd place back from him. So Shaq going to try to compromise and get back around him. Now I think the 27 has parked it for the night. His car was he made a pit stop.
Yeah, he was fixing damage.
And that's something to keep in mind if you are one of those lap cars, and you're more likely to be a lap car at this track because of how small it is, and with the kind of pace the leaders are having. I wouldn't be surprised if someone in the top 5 fell a lap down because this track is just that small. But yeah, if you are one of those lap cars, it's important to be very mindful of where the leaders are. Don't try to fake out anyone. If you're running the bottom, try to get to the top in the turns. This is a track where you just gotta stay up high because everyone's gonna run the low line. But if we were at a track like Bristol, you would just stick to the line you were already at and let the leaders figure it out for themselves. It's all about just being predictable. If you're a lap car, just be predictable, and the rest will take care of itself. As Kari closing in on the battle here, Shack Attack's car seems to be falling off a little bit as he's defending the spot from D. Allison in the 1 car.
Yeah, no, there was a shot given to Shack Attack by D. Allison in one of the corners that shot that 19 of Shack Attack all the way up into the 3rd lane, able to keep it actually relatively going well and able to stay ahead of the 1, but that's quickly becoming not the case as the 22 gives a shot to the 19 going to the corner, and that gives a shot to the 1. Little 3-car accordion right there, but D. Allison starting to make the run up through the field as the 6, it looks like. That will be old Johnny Boy has caught the 2nd place car, the 24 Parley, who looks like he's starting to lose a little bit of grip in that car as we're about a 1/3 of the way, give or take, through stage number 1 here on lap 22 this will be.
This could be an opportunity for Johnny Boy if he can get around Parley, because look, right now McLovin is hitting traffic. He is working around the 12 track bars, and now he has to slow down for the 50 of Big Rig, who does a good job getting out of the way. Those guys trying to run their pace, McLovin's trying to run his. But if I am either Johnny or Parley, if I can get to them right now, they are licking at the chops trying to catch the leader right now. But on the downside, now they have to deal with what McLovin had to deal with.
Oh, the 50!
Whoa! Woo! Rig got it around, but he keeps it straight. Johnny and Parley had to react on the dime, but they were able to do it.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what happened there. Just got loose, hit the wall at it. Turn 2, and then just caught an edge, and the car went around. Oh no, the 27's around! Oh no, and they're piling up on the front stretch. That should be a caution. There they are. Look at the front stretch.
It's a log jam on the front straightaway here at Martinsville. And nearly all of the leaders, well, except for the leader himself, I think, got through just fine. But 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, all with some sort of damage.
Oh,
now, I said something earlier about aerodynamics don't really mean a whole lot. It might mean a little bit here if it's a lot. If you have a lot of damage, you'll notice that. You'll definitely notice that.
Yeah, especially when your car don't turn. But I'm gonna keep my eye out on this 6 of old Johnny Boy. I was watching him on that pass on Shack Attack. That car wrapped the bottom like you read about. Absolutely perfect. But now look at this, a slow stop, and he went all the way from 2nd to the middle of the pack.
With all the cars having to fix damage, that brings some of these other guys up here to the front, including Savage Bear. Shady Acres now in 3rd. Even K2005 is now up into the top 5 on this restart as everyone else is trying to take evasive action. Shady Acres with a very shallow entry into turn 3. Well, let's see what the 45 of Savage Bear can do with our race leader. His car seemed to fire off really well.
Don't look
Ooh,
now.
pinball in the back.
Sends it. He sent it into the corner, trying to get all the spots he can to get back into the top 5. And it took him and the 17 all the way up to the wall.
They were
now
4
Kari
wide.
and the 22 moving up.
They were 4 wide right there as one car hit another, kind of like that. And it was a whole domino effect amongst 4 different cars, all in the mid-pack, down in the trenches, trying to dig their way out. And that's what Parley's trying to do right now. Him, the 6 car, Johnny Boy, everyone, pretty much the 1 car. Gained a few spots back. The 19 of Shack Attack took advantage of that caution. He was falling back, and now he is back up into 2nd place.
Yep, a nice bump and run pass on the 45. Executed it nicely. He's actually starting to diamond the corner. Shallow entry, run it up to the 2nd lane, shallow exit.
And that caution was a good opportunity for guys like Shaq to regroup, rethink either their method of driving this track or think of what adjustments that they could make to their cars to make them better. Because it looked like the 19 was struggling with long run pace. But he kind of put that in his notebook, kind of consulted with the crew chief, and him and a bunch of other drivers are doing that too, trying to make their cars better. Now you see him up into 2nd place.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on this 20 just to see what line he's doing. He's really got that shallow entry right on the base, or right on the apron. He's actually really wrapping the corner. He'll miss it every now and again, but he's not diamonding the corner at all. He's just really on that 1st lane. That car is just, whatever that setup is going to be one that is going to be tricky to beat. But at Martinsville, there's always the wild card. You got pit strategy, you got lap traffic. It's not over till it's over here at this short track. Now we are on lap number 38 we're about to get on to.
And this stage is 64 laps in total.
Yeah, 26 left.
Now it's Parley's turn to try to get around Savage Bear. Savage Bear doing the best he can with the pace that he has right now to stay in the top 5. And Kari in the 22 also struggling to make up ground.
Yeah, I know, right? He was just about in the top 5 too. Oh boy, and there's a bump and run like you read about by the 24 of Parley. He sent the 45 all the way up into the onto the
one
pavement.
car's into the wall and down to the other one.
Oh no!
D. Allison was trying to make a pass on Shack Attack. That was a battle for 2nd that was brewing, and his car got really tight on exit and pretty much bouncy balled all the way back down to the other wall, and heavy damage to the number 1 Advent Health Chevrolet. And I think we're green still from that hit because he was the only car involved. No caution.
That's a points leader too.
That's good news if you're the 19. As the 1 car on pit road.
The not so good news is that the 20 is still pulling away. No answers yet.
Now, were there pit mandatory rules listed for the stages? Because I didn't either. I don't know if these guys are required to pit or not. I don't even remember the pit window for this track because I never run Martinsville. I don't know how long these fuel windows are. I don't have a clue.
Yeah, nope, that was not posted pre-race, so I don't know. But Kari really starting to get on the back of this 45, though. He's to the inside. And the 45 relinquishes the position. Moved Kari up another spot.
Look who's closed in on the 19. The 6 and the 24. Old Johnny Boy. He seems to have a really decent car here at Martinsville.
Yeah, no, he is. Yeah, his car is just so good on the bottom. It's definitely a top 3 car. I really feel like if old Johnny Boy continues at the pace he's at, we'll be seeing him later tonight.
We got some clarification from Ed, though, in the chat. The pit requirements are 1, 1, and 2. So they are required to pit once in this stage. I don't know if that one under caution counted or not, because that happened near the halfway point. That one might have counted, I don't know for sure.
Ooh, shoot. 6 got wicked tight out of 2. Or out of 4 and had to dive it to the bottom.
And meanwhile, McLovin's got a straightaways distance over second place in that 19.
Man, old Johnny Boy is trying every single line he can. He wants to get by Shack Attack. Trying to diamond the corner, which is also what the 19's doing. Trying to get by him as cleanly as possible. Oh, 27's around. That might create a blip here. Oh, thank God. I thought for sure we were about to see a wreck.
I think the 27's car ghosted in time.
Yeah.
For this trio to get through. But it's a tough balance. If you're a car that's, you know, trying to overtake a car in front of you that you think that you're faster than. Because really, the primary way to get around somebody at Martinsville is, you know, through using the bumper. I mean, you can work with your line, set up a better exit than the other guy, then beat him on the entry to the next corner. But that's really difficult to do here. Johnny's trying to do that now. But him and the 19 seem like they're only able to run very similar lines, so Johnny doesn't really seem like he can be able to set up an exit to where he can get even with the 19 unless...
Oh, the 19 overdrives the corner!
Unless something like that happens where the 19 opens up the lane on the bottom and the 6 is an obligation to try to fill that hole and try to take the spot if he can. He wasn't able to do it. It's difficult when you... because that outside can be a good defense line. And we even see it in the real Martinsville races where the car on the outside can do a really good job holding off. Now, I think the 19 is actually going to let the 6 go. But he missed the bottom. Yeah, Johnny's going to now take over second place from the 19. And that's going to be another one up for grabs as Parley is now going to get by. Make that 3 maybe, because here comes the 22.
Mm-hmm. And now the 19 back to the inside of Parley. Parley scrapes the wall, allows Jack Attack to the inside. The 50 up ahead, up into the outside wall. Stays up against it, so that way as to not interfere with the battles going on track. And Shag Attack will get by Parley once again. As now, here comes Parley with a crossover, but the 27! Woo! Narrowly avoiding another pileup on the front stretch. And Parley and the 19 are just kind of leapfrogging each other right now. The 19 back to the inside. This battle for third could go on for the rest of this dang stage, I think. We only have
Johnny sure agrees because it's allowing him to get away.
Yup.
Oh, the 19 got loose off 2.
Oh, another crossover attempt. 19 overdrives. Parley back to the inside. Oh, after drifting it into the corner, he did. Oh, my.
They're closing in on Big Rig. The 50 car well off the pace. There's a crash in turn 3. That's the 12 car of Track Bars, who looked like he flipped over. That's something you never see at Martinsville.
No, and now that just means that the 20 and the 6 will be side by side unless they all pit.
It's a caution with 7 to go. This stage is not over. It's going to be a short dash to see who's going to get the green and white checkered.
I don't know. It only looks like 4 drivers are looking to pit right now.
That's going to be the risk. How much do you want those extra bonus points for the stage win?
Alright, now everybody's coming down. Now everybody's coming down. Start off with like one, and now everybody's slowly like tuning up their stuff. And look at this! McLovin falls back. He's not in the lead. It's the 6th of old Johnny Boy. He'll fall to 6th. As we go back green. Who will win the race into turn 1?
Oh!
They make contact! The 6th of old Johnny Boy and Parley made contact, but Parley able to ride the momentum on the high side, and he'll get back into second.
Things are going to get
he
really...
makes the 6 overdrive it.
Things are going to get really physical. This is a 3-lap dash, now 2 laps to go. There's going to be no giving. It's all going to be take from here.
As we see the 20 starting to work his way back up through the field. That's him to the inside of the 45. He'll shove him up. And now the 22 looking to come through. But the 20 looking to move himself up into 4th, and he does. But the race for the lead is not over as we come to the check, or as we are on the white flag lap. This is for the stage win. Parley shoots it to the inside, gets a push from the 19. They'll be side by side the line, but it looks like it's Parley. Shag Attack steals second. Old Johnny Boy, who is leading down the backstretch, falls to 3rd.
Looks like McLovin had bounced back.
And
Gained some of those spots back to get 4th. I wonder what the call was for some of those drivers. Because I don't think all of them took 4 tires on that stop. Some of them might have taken...
They will now.
Oh yeah, they have to now. But I think some of them, knowing that it was going to be less than 5 laps, like you can afford to take maybe fuel only or 2 tires on that stop, and you'd be able to hold your track position somewhat. Because I think I saw the 45, Savage Bear. He actually hangs on. He gets 5th, I believe. And now another mix-up. K2 is now gonna cycle to the lead with Parley 2nd, Shaq 3rd.
Like we said, as we go back to go, K2005 sends it into 1. Has to slam on it so that way he doesn't take him and Parley out. As now the 24 will break away to the lead. The 19 of Shaq Attack will look to the inside of that 3 of K2. And he will be able to clear him as they go into turn 1. And now the freight train may begin here as the 20 of McLovin pushing them aside behind this fight. And looking to move up through the field as well as the 45 puts him into the grass. And the 6 of old Johnny Boy to the inside of K2. Well, let's see if he can get underneath Kari as well as they make contact in turn 2.
McLovin nearly got sent to the Shadow Realm into turn 1, I believe by the 45 car. McLovin completely disoriented right now. He clipped the apron and
K2!
at the worst possible time, because that is where the 3 car came to a stop.
Yeah, K2 and the 45 got together, put that 3 car into the outside wall at a turn 2, and then just brought him to a dead stop right in front of the 20 of McLovin. All right, now that we're all single file again, we'll look back here at the 20 of McLovin, who gets by the 1 of D. Allison, now has the 45 in his sights once again. We'll see if it'll be a little bit easier now that everybody's not so jumbled up for him to move up and get back into the top 5. He peeks to the inside as they go into turn 3. 45 tries to squeeze him, but they both run up the track. They make contact, but give the 5th spot back to the 20 of McLovin.
I was going to say, I don't know if he would be as forgiving with the 45, considering that's how he got back there in the first place. And everyone's going to see it in their own ways. That's part of Martinsville. Some guys are going to be unhappy with others, because everyone just drives it so differently. Everyone's got their own braking points. Big Dog's into the wall again. Hopefully he stays out of the way for the leaders. As we continue on here, Parley in the lead, but he clips the apron into turn 3. That's going to shrink his lead down a bit as the 19 of Shack Attack has his sights set on him. Running in second place right now. Then Kari up into third place, getting around the 6 of old Johnny Boy. And then McLovin got around D. Allison.
That was an interesting sequence right there between Kari and the 27. But everything seems to be alright. Kari got a little helpful push out of the whole deal. But I don't anticipate Kari being ahead of that 6 for very long. Old Johnny Boy is on a roll right now in that 6. And he is, no matter how far Kari is away, he continuously closes back in. And is right now all over the bumper. Kari with a big mirror full of the 6 of old Johnny Boy.
And again, this is for third place. That is the leader right there in the distance. Parley in the 24, in control. Laying it down right now.
Don't look behind you, old Johnny Boy.
Cue the Jaws theme. Here comes the 20 car back into the top 5 and counting. As he's trying to reclaim his spot back at the front of the pack. As they're trying to get around the 27 to Big Dog Turner, who's continuing to struggle with the handling of his car, trying to do his best to stay out of the way of the leaders.
As the battle for position is on, the 20 of McLovin took a peek to the inside of old Johnny Boy. Wasn't able to make it stick. And the 6 retains that 4th spot. But for how much longer and how patient will this 20 be to be sitting back here in 5th, knowing that he's got a car that can dominate out front? And knowing the significant points gap that he has to recoup after the disaster at Texas and missing the opener at Daytona. So right now, the 22 and the 19. Kari taking the fight to Shack Attack. He'll peek to the inside going into turn 3. And he will clear the 19, but the 27 in the way. And now the 6 gonna go by.
They're gonna be 3
and
wide
now
here.
Here comes the 20. They're 3 wide out of 3. Or 2. Oh, the 6 shoved up into the outside wall. All due to lap traffic is Kari back to the inside of the 19. And McLovin looking to join with him.
Yeah. Sorry, I lost my train of thought here. But I was going to say, in defense there, I think even without the 27 there, the 19 set up a really good enough exit to where he would have gotten back around him anyway.
Yeah.
As something happened with the 22, he looked like he stumbled there off 4 and lost 3 spots. Went from contending for 2nd now all the way back to 6th place.
Oh, and the same thing just happened to McLovin, and now he's in a fight with Kari.
I think they're riding long enough on those right rear tires that they're starting to get really warm, and especially off the exits like that, they're fighting with the handling of their cars. And you mentioned at the pre-race, I wasn't sure whether or not these cars would get loose off the corner exits. Turns out they really do.
Yeah, after the practices, I'm watching Parley right now. He is kicking that tire, or his left rear, going into corner entry, smoking it as I watch on his stream. But look at this one of D. Allison. Right now, your 2nd place runner. Oh, as we got lap cars in front of him fighting. All right. Oh, they make it around. Okay. Ooh, all is well. Oh, the 20 of McLovin, though, gets shot up into him. Oh, no, and that allows the 22 of Kari, and now McLovin comes down pit road.
It's going to be an early stop for the 20. Less than halfway through the second stage. This is a 61 lap stage. We're on lap 24. As the 27 is parked in the grass out of the racing groove. Everyone's spotters lighting up the radios, letting the drivers know as they get through there. Yeah, while second place kept continuing to exchange hands, that allowed Parley to continue to pull away, take more of the pressure off of him, not have to worry. Meanwhile, this battle for third is not yet over. Johnny loose off 4 into the inside wall. And then there were 2 going for third.
They're side by side as they come out of 2 right now. McLovin makes his way off of pit road. He'll be a couple laps down, but right now, Kari trying to get by Shack Attack, but that 19 able to fight his way through on the outside. But Kari has a pretty good turns 1 and 2. Can he clear him going to 3 and 4? They make contact, shooting the 19 up, and that allows the 6 as the 22 goes by. The 6 of old Johnny Boy gets to his inside, keeping the 19 of Shack Attack on that high line, which is great to run for a minute if you're trying to defend your position, but you don't really want to be up there for longer than you want to be.
See, this side-by-side battle here without the contact, this is a prime example of how you race this track side-by-side without making contact. The bottom lane is obviously the quicker way around. It's the shorter distance, but if you have a car on your outside, they can keep you pinned down, pinched down to where you can't carry the momentum off the exit unless you really drive through the center of the corner really well. And that's what the 19 was really trying to capitalize on, was keeping the car on the inside pinched down to where they can't clear him off the exit of the turn unless they roll the bottom really well. As we look through the running order, the 45 of Savage Bear is now on pit road. Got the 17 of Shady Acres, the 3 of K2. Falling back a bit in the running order. He's trying to hang in there. Made a really good, interesting call to start out front and the start of stage 2. He's probably on old tires still. Just trying to hang in there until the pit stop. And you got Track Bars, who's in danger of getting lapped from the leader.
So so Parley just put up had his lap info. You want to hear this difference between what he's running right now compared to what he was on Fresh Stuff?
What's that?
19.026 is his fastest lap. His last lap before this last pit, 19.755.
As the 19 of Shack Attack is on pit road now.
7 tenths plus off of his fastest lap.
And noticeable fall off, and it all varies too with bouncing through, getting around traffic and whatnot, and dealing with the changes of the tires. Sometimes you'll end up missing your line, shedding off a few tenths and whatnot. As more cars are making the call to enter pit road now, the 6 of old Johnny Boy is now on pit road. Pit road speed limit is, I think, 35 miles an hour here. So
I believe so.
Much slower entry than at most tracks. So you really got to get hard on the brakes. As Parley's exiting now. There's the 17 of Shady.
Awesome. Continuing to lead.
Yeah, the 1 car in control now.
Oh, here he goes. He's coming down this time. The leader relinquishes.
Now, what does that do if you're someone like either McLovin or the 19 of Shack Attack, who had pitted about maybe 5+ laps earlier than the rest of the field among the front runners? Will there be any sort of advantage gained from pitting that much earlier? Right now, I'm not sure if there really is any. I think Parley still came out ahead of the 20, but the 20 did gain some of his time back, as he's closer to the 24 than he was previously. The 6 car's coming out now.
Right now, the leader of the race is the 22 of MFF car. He still has not come down, along with No, he's the only one to not have pitted yet.
The one car exits.
He'll now be back on the same lap as everybody else who has pitted, and will be 2 laps off of MFF Kari.
Now Davey's going to have the fresher tires. This is where he's going to unlap himself.
Exactly what he's going to do. I don't know where he falls back in the running order. If he was out there for an extended period of time, such as Kari is doing right now, trying to make sure he's got the best stuff to make it to the end of this stage. The only problem is you're losing. Like we said before, on fresh stuff, you're near the bottom of the 29th. And on the old stuff, depending on how bad your tires are, you're almost touching 30s.
Well, from the looks of it, I think the 6 car had a bad stop. He is currently scored in 8th position and in danger of getting lapped by the 24 of Kari, who spares him no mercy off of turn 4 with that door contact. He is now going to fall behind this 24 Chevy of Parley.
And that 6, we started to see have handling issues before he came down pit road, and this 22 is not pitting yet. Like, he is running this car till the wheels blow out.
And he has got half a track on Parley right now. He is still a lap ahead of him. He still has not pitted yet. I wonder what this is going to do for him. This is an interesting strategy call to stretch this thing all the way out. Trying to think of what are the benefits of this, because it's really difficult to pass. It's so difficult to pass to where any sort of tire advantage he would have in the second stint, it kind of neutralizes itself when you're stuck in traffic. So I don't really know if this is the call I would want to make, but on the other hand, he's not really thinking stage points at the moment. He's thinking of going for the win, so it's something to kind of think about here, and he realizes if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'll try something different in the final stage.
Yeah, that's what I like about the stages, man. It gives you time to be able to try some things you would normally not do. And if they don't go bad, then you get to re-rack them and try again. And Corey's got a car that can get back into the top 5 no problem. So if he somehow falls out of it.
Parley showed the running order for a brief second here. He's got 3.5 seconds on McLovin, 6.5 on the 1 car of Davey Allison, and 12 on the 19 of Shack Attack, who is currently scored in 5th. And that's with the 22 of Kari still in the lead and still yet to pit. And that's going to be what everyone's eye is going to be on right now. When will this 22 come down pit road?
This will be an interesting. I'm very, very intrigued to see how this goes. It's a 45, I think I just saw was on pit road. He is!
50 of Big Rig now. I wonder if the 45 is actually out of the race, because he was in pit road.
I think he is. I think Savage Bear's out.
And what about the 50 of Big Rig? Big damage to the front of his car. 2 DNFs amongst
oh yeah
2 of our runners. Big Rig, who ran last week at Texas, and Savage Bear making his debut tonight. Looked like he had a top 5 car. Out of the race in stage 2. Unfortunate if true. Still not for sure. Yeah, they're out. They're still on pit road. Unfortunate.
Yep, that means only 10 drivers remain. Now, we'll see. The 24 really reeling in that 22 Akari is now the 22 pitting. Comes down.
I think that's as far as it'll go. We'll see who takes over the 5th spot. So I am curious to who that's going to be.
right now, that 22 is still your race leader, though. Once the 24 goes by, because the 24 is running in second, once he goes by this 22, Parley will reassume the lead right here. Now we'll see if the 22 can hold on to second. Oh no, McLovin now back into second, but he is a full 2 corners away. Actually, I'd go, yeah, full straightaway away from the 24 Parley, so a lot of ground he needs to make up. And with only 7 laps to do it, I don't think we're going to see it.
Yep, Kari is in 5th place, in danger of going a lap down, but he, assuming he took tires on his stop, should hold off the challenge from the leader. But if I'm that 24 Parley, if I lap this 22 car, that's one less car I gotta worry about for the win. So do you take that risk if you're this 24 Parley?
And that's what he's doing right now, to the inside. The 22 tries to get alongside him out of the corner. Unable to do so. And that means now that the 22 is now another lap down. I think he just did fuel only.
Yeah, his car is struggling right now. That's going to be 60 laps on a single stint of tires, which is pretty remarkable, but you can see the fall-off difference right there between him and the leader.
Oh yeah, now already half a straightaway away in 2 corners.
And now the question
now
is...
we have, this will be 4 to go, coming to 3 this time by. The gap between Parley and McLovin has really not closed that much. Still about a full straightaway between the two. The clean air seems to be playing a pretty decent factor here. Some cars not doing so well in traffic, or it could be that Parley's made the right adjustments to his car to be able to keep him ahead of this 20, or at least in line with the 20.
Yeah, clean air, clean track. Clean track, no worries. Don't have to worry about anything. You can just hit your marks consistently while everyone else is having to scrummage around each other, trying to get themselves out of the hole that they're in. The leader can just sit back, relax, and continue to run his line. So being the leader here does have its perks.
And being the leader means that you could potentially win the stage, and that is what Parley does. He's your stage 2 winner. And McLovin just silently coasts across the line. He'll finish second. D. Allison in third. Shack Attack fourth. And Kari still managed to finish his 5th.
And he will get the free pass. That's the good news. The bad news is, because he's the free pass car, he's going to have to start at the tail of the line, which means he's got to get around all these other cars that are 1-2 laps down if he wants to continue to stay in contention. But if he's patient and he lets the car do the work, he should be alright.
Actually, he's the lucky dog. He's the first car 1 lap down.
Free pass car, so
yeah,
he'll be at the tail, getting around all the other lap cars. Shady Acres is going to be in contention for the free pass if we get another caution here. He's in 6th. Old Johnny Boy had a bad stop. He's 7th. And then the 12 car of Track Bars in 8th place, 1 lap down. K2005 is now 2 laps down in 9th place.
And what a stinker for that 6. He was having such a good run. 1 bad pit stop, and now he's a lap down. Kari, top 5 on the lead lap as we go back to green. And the 24 blocking hard on the bottom to try and keep the 20 of McLovin behind him.
This is where we dial that aggression meter up to 11, as we're going to start to run out of time. That checkered flag is going to get closer and closer, and everyone's going to get more and more impatient.
And there's 2 pit stops, right? This cycle.
Correct. There's 2. Johnny Boy, never say never. Anything can go here at Martinsville. He has gotten around the 17 of Shady Acres. And if we do get a caution, he is in the lucky dog position right now in 6th place. But that's if we get a caution. That is what he is going to be hoping for.
He still has the pace to run with the leaders too, which is nice to see. If he does get that lead lap, that lucky dog, it'll be really cool to see that 6 be able to actually fight up here with the top 5 for position. As we see the 22 of Kari, he's gotten past some of these lappers in the back. Now has worked himself back into the top 5, technically. There's still that 6 in between him and the rest of the top 5. But right now, that battle for the lead is not lighting up. The 24, or lightening up is what I meant to say, but 24 Parley with a mirror full of McLovin. But that goes to show you the adjustments that Parley's made. If this is the start of the race, McLovin would have already been by him. But no, now he's taking the fight to the 20 and being able to hold him off.
This is probably the closest we've seen the margin for the lead all night. As whoever was in control would eventually get away. That hasn't happened yet and probably won't. McLovin dives it to the inside, hops the curb, sends the 24 up the track. And he's going to use that outside to his advantage to shut the door and keep the lead for himself. The 20 going to fight back off turn 2. And now he hops the curb. Parley loses control of his car. And here comes the 20 of McLovin for the lead into turn 1. And Shack Attack, who's dealing with the battle from the 1 of Davey Allison, who gets all sorts of out of shape. He's now out of the picture. We're down to 3. And he hops the curb again. The 24 losing his touch. He needs to gather it back up as the 20 looking to pull away. The 19's getting loose as well.
That's just the effect that McLovin has had on these drivers today, putting the pressure on. That's what you want to do. He got by Parley without having to make any sort of contact to him at all. Just let Parley make his own mistakes, and that puts the 20 of McLovin back to the point.
Well, McLovin had a tight exit off 2. That slowed him down enough. Parley closes in about a 10th and a half on the leader McLovin, and now he is on the bumper now. Let's ride on board with our 2nd place car. How close can you get? He's close enough to read all the tiny lettering on the rear bumper of that car. And a shot to the rear. And up the track goes the 20. The door is open. I am coming through. Parley looking to take the lead back. Again.
Oh, what a job by Parley. Minimal contact between the 2 drivers. Just gave him the bump of the 20. And not so reluctant to give him back the bump again is now the 20 of McLovin back to the inside of the 24. He overdrives the corner. Shoots it up the track. Everybody makes it through. And McLovin back to the lead again. And the 19 has just been an innocent bystander through all of this. As the 1 of D. Allison starting to recoup, and now Kari has caught up to these drivers here in the top 5. He's on the bumper of the 1, who's on the bumper of the 6, who's also on the bumper of the 19, but that's just usually how it goes.
Yeah, Kari did a really good job capitalizing on the free pass, getting around all those lap cars, and catching up with the battle that he should be in right now. So he's able to gain some more spots if he can. He's got a fast enough car to take advantage of it. The 19's been out of shape, the 1's been out of shape, but those guys have been hanging in there. They're dealing with the car who's trying to get his lap back the old-fashioned way. I wouldn't be surprised if this 6 car runs the leaders down and try to get his lap back on his own merit.
We'll see what he'll be able to do with that, but we saw Kari have that same problem again a little bit ago. About 2 laps ago, he just stalled it out of 4. Lost about a half a straightaway between him and the 1. Has gathered it back, but now the 1 at D. Allison looking to the inside of Shack Attack.
And a smack to the wall off 2 by the 22 doesn't help matters either. But these two getting side by side definitely does.
Absolutely. As the 22 Akari took a peek to the inside of Shaq. And right now, this is technically the battle for the points lead. The 1 and the 19 right alongside each other. The 1 of D. Allison ahead by only 2 points. I haven't been honestly paying attention enough to know if the stage points has made a difference. But every position matters, so D. Allison. And now Kari to the inside of the 19 of Shack Attack. And he will clear him as they come out of turn number 2.
You'll see the
Kari
momentum.
up to, I believe, 4th.
Oh, if it wasn't for that wall tap off on the entry to turn 3, the 19 was going to set the 22 up. But that was a good pass, clean pass by the 22 of MFF Kari. He's got a really fast car. He's doing a really good job setting up passes and continuing to march forward. Like I said, patience is a very important key here at Martinsville. He tried a strategy, it didn't work, he put himself behind, and now he's trying to make up for it. And he's in a good position right now, running in 4th. And now he's closing in on the 1 car of Davey Allison, running in 3rd right now.
Oh, the 24 misses the corner. He was right there with the 20.
They're trying to get around the lap car.
Shoots it up to the 2nd lane. That loses him about a good couple tenths off of the leader, McLovin.
Parley isn't really being so friendly to his left side tires with how aggressively he is hugging that curb.
He's sticking pretty well with this 20 of McLovin. He's able to stay right there with him. So whatever Parley did on his last pit stop was very critical in keeping it and the handling of his race car through the corners to be able to keep him this in touch with the leader. As you can see, nobody else able to really have the pace that these two now have. It's about almost about half a straightaway between D. Allison in 3rd and the 24 Parley who's running in 2nd.
I think the car is starting to come back to him. Parley is now down to a car length, maybe less, and he is charging the entries of the corner harder than the 20 is. And that just could be a difference. Oh, he hits the wall there, but right now you're witnessing the difference between driver technique between the 20 and the 24, and also maybe difference in setup variation. Some of these guys run really different brake biases than they do anywhere else. Like, I know some guys here at Martinsville, they run their brake settings all the way to the rear, like down to about maybe 25%. There aren't really many tracks you run that low brake bias, but Martinsville is the place to do it. I personally don't. I don't like it when the rear kicks out like that, but I know some people that do. And the way Parley's car is sliding in the entries, he must have a really low brake bias.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like sketching me out every time I look at his fucking stream.
He's got a lot of rear brake in that thing. But the 20 car, regaining his composure, getting back ahead, and pulling away again. It's kind of a back and forth thing, comers and goers, with these long runs. This is a long run. We got a lot of laps left. We got about less than 90, I think. This is a 120-something lap stage, which sounds like a lot, but that's about a normal distance for any other track. But again, 2 stops required in this final stage.
think Harley's car is starting to fall off a little bit. He's losing ground on that 20 of McLovin. I think the rears are starting to get a little too cooked.
Oh, I don't know. The 20 car looked out of shape too. Very out of shape.
Yeah, he did. He
and
hit
the
the curb.
Swings back to Parley's court. We're back at it again. As both cars are trying to get around the 12 of Track Bars, who is going another lap down. The 20 is really loose off turn 2.
Oh boy, the battle for the lead. That was starting to break apart. I think it just took the 20 and a little bit extra of a lap to start fading away. Oh no, what happened with Parley? Oh no! I don't know what just happened. Out of turn 2, he absolutely stalled it.
I think I saw what happened that we didn't see. Now the one car, D. Allison, side note, he was running faster than the leaders. He was running them down. He was running third before he pitted. The 20 car was actually lagging on the 24 screen, and that threw him off guard, and that's what sent him to the inside wall. That was pure reaction off Parley's part. Now from our end, we didn't really see the 20 car get out of shape like that. His car looked very composed. Now he's probably getting loose, but his car doesn't look like it's being bitten by the lag bug at the moment, as he is still in the lead. Parley, the victim of that, lost so much time, and it's just getting worse from here as he got all the way down to the inside wall again. And to make matters worse, he's got MFF Kari to deal with. And that is a battle for second. That 22 car continuing to fight back.
Yeah, also, where the heck did Kari just come from? He was struggling behind the 6 and the 1, and now all of a sudden he's up here with the 24. Parley.
Oh, we got a crash! Track Bars got loose in front of the 6.
Is that going to be enough to warrant a caution?
I don't know. It might. The 6 car definitely looked like he piled into him, as the 12 of Track Bars also struggling with a loose race car. Unfortunately, misjudged trying to save the car, overcorrected it. The car swung back to the right into the racing line, and he is going to pit with heavy damage.
And no, there will not be a caution for
If I'm that
incident.
6 car of Johnny Boy, if that was the case, I would be screaming caution right now.
They're still running.
Especially considering he was in the lucky dog position.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would get it being involved in the caution or not. I don't know how that rule works, but wouldn't hurt to try. Get yourself back in the race, fix your damage, get back on the lead lap. Maybe they won't notice. I don't know. Parley still quite a ways back from the 20, but he might be closing back on him again. It's just this like rubber band effect. They just can't get away from each other at this stage. The exact opposite of the first two, where one would get away from the other, vice versa. Because we've seen both these guys check out from the field in each stage. It was the 20 stage 1 and the 24 in stage 2. Now both guys are trying to get around the 12 car of Track Bars, who is having more issues trying to get out of the way. But this stage has been the exact opposite of the first two. It's been a constant back and forth.
Yeah, speaking of back and forth, what just happened to Kari? He was up there with the 24, and now he's back here with the 1 and the 6 again.
Well, for one thing, the 1 car was on pit road. So he's on fresher tires. And I think the 6 might have pitted as well. I could be wrong. He might have pitted when he got into the 12. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, he's not on the same lap as the 22. So we could get a running order right now. Yeah.
Oh, we're under caution. We're under caution.
Now we are.
Now the question is the 6 the lucky dog?
I don't think so because of the one car.
But are they multiple laps down?
Yes, because the one car pitted under green.
Yeah, so I think the 6 might still be the lucky dog because he's right there with the 20 and the 24.
The problem is
If he didn't pit.
The 6, according to the running order, was actually behind the 1 of D. Allison. So McLovin and Parley, obviously your first and second, Kari third, Shaq was a whole 13 seconds back and forth. And on Parley's screen, D. Allison was scored 5th, 2 laps down. And Johnny's name doesn't show up on the board at all. Now, they could take the wave around. Maybe the 6 does get the free pass, as you mentioned. This is going to be
taking the wave around.
Interesting to see how this all works out now. I guess give us an opportunity to see where everyone is, who is on track still, and who might have packed it up and left home for the night. We've already reported on a few of them, being Savage Bear, Big Rig, Big Dog Turner in the 27. He's out of the race now. And I thought I saw the 3 car, K2005, might also be out of the race, which is a rarity for him. He usually finishes these things. So for him to DNF would be a huge shock.
Hold the phone. I think that old Johnny Boy's about to be on the lead lap again. I'm like going back and like, can you go back into Parley? I'm trying to figure out what Parley's talking about when he's like when the yellow finally threw. I don't know what he's going on about. And I don't know what it's going to do to the running order. I'm hoping that you can decipher what he's going on about.
I gotta go back and turn the sound on.
That's what I did.
But I'll tell you what it does for Parley. He had a slow stop to fix damage, so he's going to lose second to the 22. MFF Kari, who was 1 lap down in stage 2, got the lucky dog under the stage 2 break. What an opportunity would it be for him to steal this one away from the rest of the field. And what a comeback for this Pennzoil Ford.
Yeah, and we saw him have a good run that last green flag stint. You know, he was up there fighting with the 24 and was only not too far away from the 20 of McLovin till something happened that took him out of the fight. But hopefully we'll be able to get some bloody answers, as it will be McLovin, your race leader. Kari second, Parley third, Shack Attack will restart in fourth, D. Allison in fifth, and I don't know anything after that. I kind of want to know if old Johnny, or not old Johnny Boy,
I forgot to check. Shady Acres
where's
is
the 27?
streaming.
Is he out?
Yeah, the 27 is out.
He is out.
I forgot that Shady Acres in the 17 car, I forgot he had a stream up as well. You were asking who's running in 6th right now?
Yeah.
According to the scoreboard right now, it's him. That could change. I think it is changing. I think it's going to the 6. So the 17
is he on the lead lap?
No. Right now, no. The 6 and the 17 are 1 lap down each as we're going back to green here.
And the green flag waves again at Martinsville. Here comes Parley to the inside of the 22 of Kari, who still wants to take the fight to McLovin.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Already driving away.
I think the 6 must have also pitted under green for him to fall behind the 1 car. as that exchange happened between the 24 and the 22. McLovin looking to pick up where he left off in stage 1 and get away from this hornet's nest.
And how patient is that 24 Parley going to be, knowing that he only has a handful of laps before that 20 really starts driving away, knowing that he and the 24 himself can keep up with the 20. Oh no, Parley in the wall!
And a huge hit. He hit that wall and he hit it hard. That might take him out of it.
I believe so. We are still green. No yellow will fly. That was a contender for the win. And now falls all the way out, a one-car incident. Last week's winner will not have a chance to repeat this week. I think besides the 6, I really don't think that 24 Parley was the only car on this track that could really take the fight to McLovin.
He was the only one to really show it, but now it's Kari's turn at 22. Finally back up to second place. Didn't really have the start he wanted to show what he had early, but now's his chance to capitalize on what he was able to fight back for. He just has one more car left in front of him to finish the deal. Just need to minimize mistakes. Don't do what you just did there and hit the wall, because I saw that. A lot of guys have been doing that all night. If anything, you better hope the 20 car does that a bunch of times if you want to have a chance. That 20 car is going to be hard to catch.
Parley with a 29-second pit stop. Oh my.
Brutal. And I'm going to have to switch streams because he is I don't know how many laps down he is.
He's got to be at least 3.
So that's going to be an inaccurate lap count. I know for sure Shady is, I think, 1 down. So that should be a little easier to...
I was going to say, what's his account name?
Shady Acres Entertainment is the YouTube handle. He's currently live right now. He's currently scored in 6th. Johnny is in 5th right now, 1 lap down. Trying to get that lap back, hope for a caution. But it's going to be harder with there being fewer and fewer cars left in this race. The likelihood of a caution coming out is looking a bit slim with everyone getting as spread out as they are right now. Davey Allison hopping the curb as he was trying to battle with the 19 of Shack Attack. Johnny's going to get by him here in the 6 car. Again, this is not for position. The 1 car of Davey Allison is still in 4th place. Johnny will still be 5th, given that he is in the lucky dog spot right now. But I do want to bring up about there being so many cars dropping out of the race. Guys like Rig, Big Dog, Savage Bear, and even the 3 of K2005, who we don't normally see drop out of these races. He is out of the race right now. That is adversity and a lot of points gained for guys like Shady Acres and for Track Bars who haven't had good nights but can get good finishes just for toughing it out. So these guys deserve a salute if they're able to make it. And hell, they've made it this far, so good on these guys for continuing.
What a job by this 22. Able to hold off every attack. He dropped through. He had to run through the field multiple times tonight. Right now, I believe somewhere around like 50-ish laps to go.
I think that was 49. That time he crossed the line.
Yeah, 49. Now 48.
I think Kari might be gaining on him. That gap does look a bit smaller from the lens of the 22. But is he closing in enough? I think they still have one more pit stop to make.
I think Kari will also be less reluctant to do the run it out of gas method.
I would short pit like crazy if I'm that 22 car. Do the exact opposite of what you did in stage 2.
Yeah, that did not work.
Yeah, that is correct. Ed, though, said one more pit stop required. In third place.
Oh, they're both into the wall out of 2. Oh my.
And I just
Kari
missed it.
really pancaked it.
I just missed it. I was trying to see who the hell was in third as that happened.
Oh my god, dude. Kari's car is just running amok right now. Every corner he's in the wall on exit.
I think the one car is now up to third. He has overtaken the 19 of Shack Attack, who has slid all the way back to fourth. I say all the way back. He only lost one spot, but look at the distance between him and the one now.
Yep. We saw D. Allison have some good speed out of that one car too, so we'll be able to see if after this green flag pit stop he'll be able to close that gap himself to these two. Maybe not so much the leader, but at least a second of Kari as oh, the 20 of McLovin pancakes the wall out of 4.
Just a couple of tank slappers, just to keep those sides flat.
And these guys, their cars are just on the ragged edge right now. Oh, and McLovin loose out of 4, runs it to the bottom. That's keeping the 22 in the picture. He's closing. That gap is shrinking lap after lap with every mistake that the leader makes. And now add the 12 car who's a lap down into the mix. That could throw a wrench into things as well. But he elects to run the pavement, allowing the 20 to his inside, and he will clear the 12 going into the next corner. He'll do the same. He'll give the same respect to the 22 Akari.
And not enough, though.
But that
hurt his
also
exit.
messes up the exit. Yep. But he doesn't lose as much time as you'd think. He does have some work to do to get it back, but he got there once.
If I'm that 22 of Kari, I'm trying to be patient, I'm trying to be persistent, I'm trying to be precise with my marks, with my corners, managing the tires as they continue to fall off, continue to get hot as I slide them around. And then you look at it from the leader's point of view, the 20 McLovin. He's got no rabbit to chase. If I'm that 20 car, and I don't think he would be right now, try not to look too hard in your mirror. You know how fast your car is at this point in the run. Just stick with it, don't overthink it. Be on your toes in case the thing gets loose. And he's been trying to keep that thing under control throughout this run. And he had a couple of slip-ups. In fact, everyone has. And you've seen it with everyone getting loose off each turn. And I think the 20 car just really needs to minimize that right now in order to keep this win to himself.
Yeah, and now we're starting to see that the 22 is struggling, but don't look now. If you look behind that 22 of MFF Kari, there's another car that's starting to close in the gap, and that is the one of D. Allison. He is closing the gap to the 22. So do not exclude the one car for this fight. He is throwing his name into the hat.
And the thing with Davey Allison too, he's already made his 2 stops already. He might be good to go to the end. I could be wrong. In case the top 2 still need to pit one more time, I don't really know, Davey, don't do that!
My.
Hang on! But if this thing plays out like I think it is, I don't know, it's been so hard to keep track of the pit stops in this race tonight. The top 2 they could have to pit one more time. This one car might be good to go to the end.
Oh, that would be a huge wrench if that's the case.
Now, I'm going to switch over to Shady's stream. He doesn't have the tire info
I'm on it right
now.
now. I only see up to 4th. You do not see the one of D. Allison.
Maybe Harley, no, Harley doesn't have it up right now. I want to see if anyone has their fuel and tire.
He's a position behind.
Oh, Davies close. Even despite that slip up, I might have looked away. I don't know if Kari had a slip up or not, but that one car is caught back up to the 22. And the battle for second's going to take place. The 20 had to cross over the 12 of track bars as both those cars crossed each other's paths into turn 1. And now the one car...
Oh, he is coming down.
Well,
He's
never frickin' mind then. I thought I was onto something. But yeah, the short pit...
Not gonna lie, that would have been really cool.
Well, that means that everyone still has to pit then, which... This could be huge for the one car if he plays this right.
Yep, if his pit stop is as fast as it needs to be. Wouldn't it have been annoying if I said as fast as Xfinity Internet? That would have been
I would have kicked you out of this booth. Look, I take shit faster than Xfinity
But no, if he has a quick pit stop here and doesn't go too far down on these two leaders.
The 24 and the 19 made a lot of contact. And they're not even on the same lap. They're not.
I was going to say, I don't think they're that
behind the
position.
19, getting really physical with him.
Hey, whatever. You got to have fun with it. They're both not having the day they want.
One car exits now.
Where's the 20? He's on the front stretch while the 1 is on the back. They're now entering the front stretch. I think that was the 22 I just saw off his windshield. Yes, and the 6 and the 20 made contact.
That was the 17.
17,
Shady Acres
sorry.
On the merge coming out of the pits, mistimed it. Didn't hear anything from his spotter saying the 20 car was right there. He gotta still stay low. Like, I don't think what he did was too egregious, but that was a close call between them as I'm trying to cycle through here.
And what you gotta think about right now too is every lap that those two leaders stay out, they're now losing time to the one of D. Allison.
Like I said, this could play wonders for the one.
As Kari has absolutely lost the 20 of McLovin. A full straightaway distance now. You gotta think Kari's gonna be thinking short pit here soon. He can't just keep running the car the way it is. He's gotta find a way to get himself back to that 20. And right now, just running laps is not how to do it.
You know what I would do? Pit now. I don't know why he's even out there still. Pit now. I would have pitted the moment I saw the one car come in. See, now the 20 he missed his opportunity to undercut the 20. As McLovin is now on a pit road now. And there you see the one car of D. Allison on those freshies, closing in on the leader to unlap himself and continue the pace that he is setting. Now Kari comes into pit. Now could this be too late? Now he could have a faster stop than the 20. The Penske crew might be on it compared to the Gibbs guys. As we watch from the 20 stall. Now some of these guys could also do different approaches. Ed is asking in the chat, did the 20 speed?
I have no idea. All I know is I was on mute for literally the past 3 minutes. Oh, and there's the one going by!
Goodbye.
The one by the 20, but the 20's on the pressure. He is ahead! The one of D. Allison now ahead of the 20. What a job!
And now the 22 exits.
In fourth.
With all that time lost, pitting late.
The 19 of Shack Attack was funny enough. Your race leader for a hot second. And now it's Shady Acres. Oh no, sorry, no, it's still the 19. My bad. Got sidetracked with numbers. So hard to tell who's where. And now it is the one of D. Allison, your race leader. What a pit call. Now the question is, with how many laps left, Can he keep the Raging Bull of McLovin behind him?
19's coming out of the pits now.
And Shack Attack did go a lap down. He is a lap down.
We know the 20 has a really good car under him. He's got the tire advantage that he can utilize. But
did the one
we saw
save tires too.
Even during those previous stints when they were under battle, the one car showed that he had a really good mid-run car. And he's probably waiting for that car to come back to life in the closing laps to where it can balance back out and the car can go back to his favor. But with the tire difference between the 1 and the 20, I don't know if that's going to really matter, especially with how good the 20's been.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to have to see how good his blocking skills are. Actually, we only have like 17 laps to go here.
This is it.
Here comes the 20 diving it. Oh, can the 1 hold him off? No, but they're side by side to make contact as we come to 16 to go. The 1 relinquishes the lead through 1 and 2. There, the 24 Parley up ahead. Lap traffic about to play a minor factor in this battle as the 1 not done with the 20 yet. But McLovin able to be out front now, I believe. 15 to go.
They got 2 cars to worry about. Shady Acres got in the wall!
Boy!
Right in front of the leader!
Woo! And if the 1 didn't hit the wall, he might have been able to take the lead back right there, but he got a little excited, mashed the gas too early, and that took away his chance at the lead. Now 14 laps to go.
That 1 car needs to regroup.
Time.
That 20 is shaking his head. He's frustrated that had to happen to him. Now he's thinking, please, Parley. He's thinking, please, Parley, if I catch you, don't do the same thing to me. Cut me a break here.
20 misses the corner through 1 and 2. Laps winding down faster and faster as the race goes by, but for these guys, slower and slower every lap that goes by.
As we look at the rest of the running order, MFF Kari has the last podium spot in 3rd. He's a lap ahead of the 19 of Shack Attack in 4th, a lap down. And Shady Acres, for now, has the final spot in the top 5, ahead of old Johnny Boy by 5 seconds. But that gap is starting to close, as we could have a potential battle for 5th place in the closing laps. So that'll be something to keep an eye on as the laps continue to tick.
And right now the 20 really starting to drive away, and Parley not really being the lap car factor that we were thinking he would be. He's starting to drive away from both of these two, or at least keeping his distance from them at the very least. Right now just waiting to see a full lap count. We'll see it when the 17 goes by this time. We'll have to do the math on it. Just subtract a lap from whatever he's on. 9 to go, coming to 8 this time for the 20 of Shady Acres. He is crossing his fingers. No caution, no caution, no caution. That'll throw a bunch of other cars into the mix that he does not want to deal with.
That's very impressive for Shady Acres to switch cars mid-race. That is, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think this 20 car has this thing under control now, but he needs to be on his toes because he's going to have to deal with this 12 car again. Track bar is getting lapped again. He's not going to put any pressure on him. He gets out of the way as quickly as he can.
I mean, he could. It'd be cool.
Would be cool. If I'm that 1 car, I'm probably dialing him
cool,
up.
Buddy.
I'm that 1 car, I'm probably dialing him up, saying, hey, I'll give you like 20 bucks if you take out the 20 car for me.
Right now, 5 laps to go here for the 20 of McLovin. What has been somewhat of an up and down day for him. Mostly up, a little bit of down, but made quick work to get back to the lead. Had a challenge with the one of D. Allison with a gutsy pit call. Worked out for a handful of laps, but that 20 able to get right back by him, take the lead as now we are coming to 3 laps to go. That battle for 5th, you are correct. Oh, Johnny Boy closing in on that 17 of Shady. Now the gap from 5th to 6th, about 2.5 seconds-ish. Right now, though, 2 laps to go.
The problem is there's a car in between the two, and I don't think Shaq's going to get out of the way for him, considering he is a lap ahead.
I believe.
Now, here's the thing. D. Allison, you're in the Ross Chastain car. You're at Martinsville.
Oh, I believe that was for the win. We were a lap off. That was the win. McLovin, your winner at Martinsville. I forgot that Shady was a lap and a half behind him, so you had to count it as technically 2 laps.
2. He was 2 down. Oh.
Misprint on our part. But yes, the 20 of McLovin, your race winner. If it was any shed of a doubt, the last handful of laps that he was going to be your race winner, but we just lost count of the laps based on the streams that we were watching.
We are a professional booth, ladies and gentlemen. If you want us
yes,
to broadcast
we are
your league,
100% knowing what we're doing. But yes, D. Allison will finish in 2nd, and Kari will come home 3rd. Those were the only cars on the lead lap at the end of this one at Martinsville. We said it was going to be chaos at the start of this one, and we got nothing but.
And McLovin with the only sub 19-second lap time. As we get our top 3 finishers. I think 2. I don't think Davey's going to join. No. Since he never does. I got to step out for a quick minute. So you can interview Kari if you want. I will be right back.
Oh, okay. Is Kari even in here?
Yes, I am.
Oh, holy crap. Hi, Kari. I didn't even see you come in here.
Hello.
So, walk me through your day, buddy. We saw that you had very up and down day. That car was doing all sorts of things throughout the run. Just walk me through it. How'd it go?
I don't really like Martinsville, but I mean, I guess I can get the best out of my car. You know, I try to build my car off of the long run, but my car I didn't quite succeed in what I was looking for, but we got a top 3 today, and I finished today.
Yeah, and trying to fight through the field. We saw you have a pretty gutsy pit call at the end of during stage 2. Is that something that you might look to or kind of regret doing in hindsight when it puts you all the way in the back of the field?
Yeah, I don't think that was the smartest idea, but something came to my mind. What if I just pit later and maybe take 2 tires and come out ahead of everybody? But I was too far behind, and yeah, it didn't work out as I planned.
Is that something that is that gonna be a strategy call that you take with you as we go to a track that's like this but just a bit bigger in New Hampshire next week?
Probably so. I think I may try something a little different, but other than that, I think I'm gonna try something like that again.
And how are we feeling about our how are you feeling about your chances that week in New Hampshire? Because I know that New Hampshire is a track that like Martinsville, not too many people are keen at racing at.
I love New Hampshire.
I think he'll be quick at New Hampshire.
Yeah, I love New Hampshire.
Well, Rich, you weren't here for the last season's race. But we were
No, I
we
missed that one.
Kari had a fast car in that race. We were giving him a hard time for it because he wouldn't get around the leader. But now that Mr. Win Every Week, Mark McTack ain't here no more, that 22
That's
could be a
true.
favorite next week unless our race winner from tonight might also have a fast car at New Hampshire as well. As are you? I just got back. Did you?
I was
Anything
just
else?
about to wrap it up. Yeah,
Okay.
I was just about to wrap it up. But yeah, no, definitely want to wish you a good one. A good one next week in New Hampshire, buddy. Can't wait to see the 22 up front.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, and Timmy will take it on home with the race winner.
Mick Lovin, you got a copy. Not much. Congratulations on the win. What is this? Your third or fourth win this season?
Third.
Third win. All right. So another big win, another fast car unloaded from the shop. No doubt you had a fast car, one of the fastest, if not the fastest car in the field tonight. That was pretty obvious as you showed early on and even late in the race. But that battle between you and Parley in stage 3 definitely gave us something to talk about there. Just walk me through that battle, walk me through your race, and also walk me through just dealing with the lap traffic, because that was definitely a talking point as well. Mm, that would explain the constant back and forth between both of you.
Sorry to interrupt, but this whole interview is not going because nobody can hear you.
Yeah, that's what Ed. Go to the party settings. Go to party chat, audio settings. Allow. Yeah, go to party settings. Like party auto settings, audio. Then go to allow your voice to be shared and click always allow. I am not on the PS5, so I cannot help you with that.
Yeah, I am not on one, so I got nothing.
I got nothing either.
When you
I
go
don't-
to the party, go to the 3 little dots and go to voice chat settings.
I got it. Can they hear me now?
Let us know, Ed, if you can hear him.
Sorry, I forgot to do that on the new console.
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
All right, so quick recap. Stage 1, got the pole, car was quick. There was like 4 to 5 to go in stage 1. Had a big 5-second lead. Got involved in a wreck with some lap cars. Ended up costing me the stage win. Stage 2, stuck in traffic. Decided to do a pit strategy call where I short pitted everyone, got some track position, but unfortunately had to save a little bit of fuel to make it, so I ended up third in the stage. Stage 3 was a lot of back and forth between me and Parley. Both of us had rear end damage, as I said, so we were both just drifting around the track there, Timmy. The last 20 laps there before we got a caution due to an incident with some guys on pit road. And then Parley had some more lag issues, which kind of took him out of contention. And then from there, man, it was just trying to hit my marks the best I could. I got a little tight there that second to last run before we pitted. But it actually came back to me the last about 15 laps after that adjustment I had made, and I decided to stay out a little bit longer than the one car of Davey because I had a gap to him, got the fresher tires, got back around him, and just had to bring it home. I mean, the car was, I would say, probably best overall car out there. I would say Johnny had a really good long run car, but he was in contention there at the end, unfortunately. So it was a good win and good battle in a parlay, Johnny and everyone. And I guess we'll move on to New Hampshire and see if we can go for number 4.
Now, as for New Hampshire, do you think we'll be seeing you up front in that race as well? How do you think you're feeling heading into next week?
Oh, yeah, you'll see me up front.
All right, well, there you have it. McLovin with another win, his 3rd of the year, looking to get number 4 next week at New Hampshire. Once again, brother, congratulations on the win. And we getting a bunch more people joining the party. Anyone else want to speak up?
Martinsville's the worst track on the game.
Yeah, I hate Martinsville. It is a bad track. But I got something
you're not going to get any argument from me.
I think we should end the broadcast so we can go play Wreckfest.
Alright, what do you think? Wallbridge sound good?
Just realized my headset was on mute. Yeah, no, I think that we will wrap it up here. After a hectic day at Martinsville, McLovin in the 20. After a semi-dominant day, we'll go with, takes home his 3rd race win. Looking to have a strong run next week at New Hampshire, the Magic Mile, my home track. We'll hope to see you guys there. Remember, 10 more subscribers to get us to that magic number 200. Tell your friends, tell your mom, I don't care, just make it happen. But we will see you guys next week.
Also, give us lots of money.
Yes, please. Say less.
Or more.